King Charles announces important overseas trip alongside many more royals. The King will travel to Poland at the end of January to mark the 80th anniversary since the liberation of Auschwitz, Buckingham Palace has announced. Charles will attend the commemoration service at the Auschwitz-Birkenau Museum and Memorial on the 27th of January. Holocaust Memorial Day marks the day in 1945 when soldiers of the Soviet Union liberated Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp in Nazi-occupied Poland. More than 1 million men, women and children were murdered at the concentration camp during its 5 years of operation. Ahead of the trip, Charles hosted 3 organizations dedicated to educating future generations about the Holocaust at Buckingham Palace. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. Speaking on the latest episode of Hello, Essay Right Royal podcast, the Telegraph's royal editor Hannah Furness said, "This is such an important event, and the British royal family are so entrenched in the Holocaust Memorial project. The King has been really personally involved. He had those portraits done for the royal collection. And the Prince and Princess of Wales have done a lot of engagements with Holocaust survivors." Citing the late Queen Elizabeth II's visit to the former Bergen-Belsen concentration camp in northern Germany in 2015, Hello's royal editor Emily Nash said, "The royal family have taken the Holocaust as a thing that they want to encourage people to remember and pay tribute to." The King will be joined by several of his European counterparts at the service, including King Frederick and Queen Mary of Denmark, who marked the first year of their reign on the 14th of January. The Dutch palace has confirmed King Willem-Alexander and Queen Maxima, along with their eldest daughter, Princess Katharina Amalia, will be in Poland for the service. The royals will be joined by Prime Minister Dick Schoof and Vincent Karamanz, who is the State Secretary for Youth, Prevention and Sport of the Netherlands. The Luxembourg head of state, who will abdicate in October in favor of his son, Prince Guillaume, is likely to be in attendance at the service. Grand Duke Henri said in his Christmas speech, "Climate change is probably the greatest challenge of the future, but geopolitical tensions, wars, and economic upheaval also require a need for reflection. The liberation of Auschwitz 80 years ago shows us what cruelty we are capable of if we neglect our fundamental human rights. We must never forget that." It has been widely reported by Spanish media that the King and Queen of Spain will be present at the service in Poland later this month. King Charles' decision raises eyebrows as Kate Middleton's birthday forces major royal change. The Princess of Wales will celebrate her 43rd birthday this week after a brutal 12 months. Kate started 2024 by entering hospital for a procedure on her abdomen and ended up having to undergo cancer treatment through much of the year. She will hope 2025 heralds better things as she prepares to celebrate with her family. But her birthday on January 9th has forced King Charles, 76, to make a major change as the royals prepare to carry out an action for just the 3rd time in history. But his decision is said to have raised eyebrows, according to the Daily Mail's Ephraim Hardcastle column. Charles is sending his brother Prince Edward, 60, to Washington this week for the funeral of former U.S. President Jimmy Carter. It will be only the 3rd time a royal has attended the funeral of a U.S. president, and both occasions it was Charles in attendance when he was Prince of Wales. He was there to see Ronald Reagan laid to rest in 2004 and also made the trip over the Atlantic again in 2018 to honor George Bush Sr. It would have been expected the same ranking royal would have made the journey for Mr. Carter, who passed away last month at the age of 100. But William has reportedly made it clear to aides that his dedication to Kate comes before duty, and he will ensure her birthday on the same day as Carter's funeral remains a family affair. So instead, the 14th in line to the throne has stepped up. Edward, along with his wife Sophie, have impressed the King and William with their dedication to duty during the last year. As well as Kate, the King was also absent due to his own cancer battle, with the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh standing in on several occasions. Sending him to Mr. Carter's funeral will be a major show of trust in Edward by Charles, who has previously seemed reluctant to promote him. We reported last year that the King still prefers his sister princess and to carry out investitures on his behalf. King Charles cracks joke about his health as Queen Camilla deliver gifts from palace. The King joked that he is still alive, as he and the Queen stepped out for their final public engagement before their Christmas break. Charles, 76, and Camilla, 77, attended a reception in celebration of community cohesion at Waltham Forest Town Hall in East London on Friday. Asked, "How are you?" by Sikh faith representative Harvinder Ratan, the King smiled as he replied, "I'm still alive." The monarch's quip came hours after Buckingham Palace sources told Sky News that his treatment has been moving in a positive direction, and as a managed condition the treatment cycle will continue into next year. During the visit, Camilla donated 25 toys to Citizens UK, to be passed on to children living in asylum hotels, and a donation to a food bank was left on the King's behalf. The donation included Waitrose cartons of long-life milk, Christmas puddings, custard, and mince pies. After listening to a performance by a children's choir, a little choir of joy, Charles told them, "I do hope you have a very happy Christmas." He then joked that the children in the choir, made up of 8 to 12-year-olds from schools in the borough, should make the most of it for the poor teachers. Charles was presented with a Christmas card from the choir, with messages written inside which included, "Your Majesties, thank you so much for visiting us today and hope you enjoyed our singing." During the walkabout, the King also met Carolina Cuffo, 77, who showed him a black and white photo she had kept framed on her wall from a meeting in Osaka, Japan, in 1970. She said, "It was a trade fair. He came to the pavilion and I remember shaking his hands and they were so soft it was like holding cotton wool. He was so happy to see the photo and said I was wearing a lovely dress." The King and Queen's visit to Walthamstow comes just months after thousands of people gathered in Walthamstow for a counter-demonstration on August 7th, and those planning to protest outside an immigration centre failed to turn up. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.